Hi, everybody. It is James Becker, CEO and founder of Fusion Growth Partners. This is another episode of Going For It with James B. We're going to talk about one of my favorite business fundamentals. It is number 5 in our current business plan. And it is, or the title of it is, we believe that the goal of your business is to build a profitable business, not just for you to be compensated for your labor. When most real estate agents start their businesses, they view the revenue as the net income that they earn. They see it as a trade for their labor for compensation or commission. Sell a home, earn a commission for that job, and that equates to their personal income. As a real estate agent, it is easy to fall into the mindset that your business is simply a vehicle for turning your time and your labor into income. This is often because real estate agents are the only one operating in their business, and they do everything inside that business from the start. This can make it feel like the business is just a job, and the income that it provides is simply compensation for their work and labor. And in fact, it is. But that is not the goal. The goal is to build a business that generates profit separate from labor and or higher levels of income with a decreasing amount of labor that is required by each client. If an agent, and each client for the founder or the person who owns the business, if an agent does not embrace this mindset of increasing profit and decreasing the amount of work that they personally must execute on a per client basis, their business simply will not grow past a certain point, and business burnout is so much more likely. A more beneficial perspective is that the goal of your business should be to create a more profitable enterprise when measuring the return of compensation by time invested, by your time invested, or even better yet, building an entity that is separate from your personal labor. To accomplish one or both of these goals that I just mentioned means building systems, processes, and potentially teams that can function and generate higher profits for your time invested. The fact is self-evident. You cannot scale a business based upon your labor alone. There is a finite number of hours that you have to operate your business day after day on your own. And in order to scale, you must build a business in which you are getting paid based upon the profitability of your business, not just your actual labor. The mindset of being paid solely for one's labor is inherently limiting for any business owner. When the business owner is the business, revenue generation becomes entirely dependent on their personal effort. This creates a cycle where for the business to earn income, the owner must always be working, which directly caps the business growth potential by the amount of time the owner has available each day, week, and month. So to break free from this limitation and to build a sustainable, scalable business, a business owner, especially a solo real estate agent, should adopt a different approach. The goal should be to create an entity that generates revenue independently, or at least with significantly less direct involvement from the agent for each client. A practical way to achieve this is by, please take note of this, restructuring how commission income is viewed. Rather than seeing commission as a single lump sum, it should be broken down into two distinct parts: compensation for labor, and those are the administrative and sales work required to close a deal, and then profit, the true earnings after covering the cost of labor. This distinction is not just theoretical, it forms the foundation for a scalable business. And for more details on this, look to the Team Maker section in our business plan. By establishing this separation of the commission from labor and profit, the agent can begin to delegate labor-intensive tasks that require less skill and are easier to outsource. This frees up the agent's time to focus on high-value activities that drive business growth and innovation. In a previous fundamental, I cover the fact of the CEO or the business owner has to allocate their time in the highest and best use. Furthermore, it ensures that as the business grows and additional staff are hired, compensation for labor is aligned with the value, the actual value of the work performed, thereby maintaining profit margins. In essence, this approach transforms the business from a labor-driven operation to a profit-driven enterprise, or more profit-driven enterprise. The value of each hour worked by the agent increases over time as they focus on the tasks that are harder to delegate and more integral to the business success, meaning more value. Ultimately, the business owner transitions from being the business to owning a business that functions and grows more independently, leading to sustainable and potentially exponential growth. Wouldn't that be nice? And it's very possible if we're implementing this fundamental. When considering the allocation of time for a strong producing real estate agent earning, let's say, between $100,000 and $200,000 annually, it becomes crucial to evaluate the opportunity cost of their daily activities. The key argument for delegating tasks that are less beneficial to business growth hinges on the logical loss of potential income versus what is saved by not outsourcing those tasks. Let's break it down. An agent earning inside this income bracket is generally averaging $50 to $100 per hour, assuming a 40-hour work week. However, not all tasks contributing equally to this income. Editor's note, do that sentence over. However, not all tasks contribute equally to this income. High-value activities like networking, building a stronger sphere of influence, prospecting, and negotiating deals can potentially generate $200 to $500 per hour. If an agent spends time on lower-value tasks, such as administration duties, marketing updates, maybe showing property, or basic client communication, they are effectively trading their high-value time for tasks that could be delegated at a much lower cost. The goal for any business-minded agent should be to maximize time spent on revenue-generating activities. If an agent spends, say, 10 hours a week on tasks that could be outsourced for $25 to $50 per hour, they are saving themselves $250 to $500 per week. However, if those 10 hours were instead spent on activities to generate $200 to $500 per hour, the potential income would be $2,000 to $5,000 per week. The difference is clear. By trying to save $500, the agent is potentially losing out on thousands of dollars of profit and revenue. Delegation is also scalable. Delegation allows for scalability. By outsourcing lower value tasks, an agent can handle more clients, close more deals, and expand their business without being bogged down by routine work. This growth potential far outweighs the cost of hiring the help. Beyond the financials, there's also a consideration of stress and efficiency. Delegating less critical tasks can lead to better focus, reduced stress, and more efficient use of time. This mental clarity often translates into better performance in high-stake activities like client negotiations or strategic planning, further enhancing income potential. When starting your business from scratch, oftentimes 100% of the labor must come from you, which also means if you're doing it right, you're compensating yourself for the labor. However, the long-term goal should be to replace your labor piece by piece to increase the value of the amount of time you're working and to scale the business larger and to be increased profits of the business while compensating your employees for their labor. There are no shortcuts in this arena for most agents because of the lack of capital, and sometimes there's not enough work to support hiring more individuals in the business. And as a result, the agent's labor is often required to operate or provide services to then generate the income. However, we believe strongly you must have the discipline to pay yourself for the labor in any area that you are providing the services. Viewing the business owner's labor as a separate entity from the business and compensating yourself in that way is the beginning of building a business that can grow and scale. Over time, you can start replacing yourself in those areas that you're providing labor that require the least amount of time and expense. And by doing so, bit by bit, your time will become increasingly more valuable as you can focus on growth. Eventually, you'll be able to own a business with a higher net income that does not require as much from you in the regards as your labor. That's the journey that we're on. We lay out a specific plan on how to do this in significant detail for you to follow in the Team Maker chapter and through our deal flow process. I want you to build a business that you can retire and still receive income for years to come, or where you could sell it outright for a big chunk of money. You can do this. It is possible. Let's keep in mind that our goal, one of our goals, is to make sure that we are building a business that decreases labor per client and increases profit per client. This has been another episode of Going Forward with James B. I hope this has been valuable for you, and we'll see you at the next episode.